Thank you very much, guys. This is ProGraphics once again, and today we are retouching this particular image from Salami Photography. And guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please try your best to subscribe to my channel. And today we are going to use this action from Prince Mason to retouch this particular image. So guys, don't forget to subscribe. Let's proceed with today's tutorial. So what I'm going to do is I'll just click on my background and press Ctrl J to duplicate this particular image. From there I have to zoom in, then let me go and look for my frequency separation. So we are going to use the advanced frequency separation over here. I'll just click OK over here, then OK, then we are gone. So all that we know that we have to take off the spots and blemishes before we start with our mixer brush or whatever that we want to do. So I'll go with my spot and healing brush, this one, spot and healing brush. Okay, so you can see that. So I'll just click, and sometimes let me show you something. When I clicked, you got to know that it left some trace over there. Now there are two things that happens over there. Either your brush is bigger or there's something else happening to this image, and I'll show you what to do. So let's press Ctrl Z to undo that, and let's reduce the size of our brush. Okay, and let's take it off. Now we can see it has happened, but it's not visible. So let's do that again. It's visible over here. Ctrl Z again to undo. Then let's take our patch tool and let's see if our patch tool work better for us. So we just select around your image or your subject that you want to work on. So you can see it has not left any trace. So the patch tool will be best for picking up these spots on our model's face. Okay, so let's do that. So the patch tool is making it work better. So that means that in this tutorial the patch tool is our helper, not the spot healing brush. Okay, so let's continue taking off the spots. Okay, so simple. There are some of the things you are going to do the frequency separation, so we shouldn't worry much about it. It's going to work automatically. Okay, let's move to this side. Let's see if you can also work on the excess hair over here. Okay, now working with this and you find it difficult, another tool which can also help us over here is the stamping layer or the clone tool. This one, you just click on it, you see clone stamp tool. So you click on it, then what it does is, let's increase the size of the brush. You pick a sample, so you press on the Alt key on the keyboard, you choose this one, stamp clone tool. Good. Let me reduce the size of the brush. Then you press on the Alt key and you can see it picks a sample from your image. Then you begin to work on that. So you can see similarly here. So if you think that it's picking another sample which is not supposed to be, so you re-click again, then you click, and you can see it is really helping us over here, guys. And remember, we are retouching, so we have to take our time to work on images like this. Very important. So there is no need to rush over here. You continue to pick, okay, the sample layers. Okay, so you do this until you get what you are expecting. Okay, so let's look at the before and the after. So you can see we have picked a lot of distractions out from this particular image. Okay, so you can see. So at the end of the day, you'll be having a perfect image. So guys, follow me. So if you are selecting, you should select from the immediate environment or the surrounding, so that the colors wouldn't be different. Maybe I'll come and select the highlight over here just to work over here. It wouldn't work better. Okay, so you just select the immediate. So this one. Okay, So the reason why, let me say this, the reason why we are using the advanced frequency separation, you can see that we are working on this. So in case of anything, we can delete this layer and work on this one because it wouldn't affect it. So you can see before and after, before and after. We have taken a lot of things out. So I think we have done most of the job. So guys, let me use the patch tool over here if it can help to sample this ones better. Bring it over here, then come over here. Okay, no problem. We are going to use the frequency separation to work better. Okay, so let's look at it before and the after. So before and after, before and after, before and after, and you can see we have taken a lot of things out of here. So what are you going to do next? Now I'm going to use this invert check layer, this one, to do our frequency separation. I'm going to show you something over here. So let's click on this and it comes. Now when you listen to the word over here means invert. Invert means it has been turned upside. So you know that with our, when we are doing our frequency separation, what we basically do is we blend the midtones, the shadows and the highlights. Okay, that's what we do. And when we use the black and white, that we know, those that have followed me for some time now, you know that I always use my black and white and I crash the red so that we used to check. So over here you'll get to know that here is our highlight, here is our midtone, and this side is what is our shadows. But over here it has been inverted. So it simply means that in the black and white, this side that you see to be the shadows, right, or to be the dark side, this side is rather the brighter side. So for you to get it well, let me come over here, then go to the double click on the levels, then push it back a little bit like this, okay, so that I can see it well. So here is the places that are dark now is the highlight, right, and the places that you see to be the highlight is the shadows, because it has been inverted, because it has been turned upside down. So take note of that. Okay, so what are you going to do? We are going back over here. Let me minimize this, then come over here, drag it down, then come and choose my lower frequency. So we are using the copied. So in case of anything, we can delete this and work on this one. So simple. Let's come over here and choose our mixer brush. Now today my settings has changed. I'm using Mason's settings. Okay, so you can see here the wet is 30, the load is 30, the mixer is 100%, and the flow is 20. Now for you to become a pro, you learn from people and you also do what they do that make them to be professional. That is it. There is nothing wrong learning from others. Take note of that. Okay, and it's practice that make you to grow. There's practice that make you to be what you want to be. So guys, take note of that. Okay, so let's continue. So after I've chosen this, we can also use the same 30 30 100 20 0. So remember, we are blending the shadows, the midtones and the highlights, and don't mix the highlight with the shadows. Okay, don't mix it together. Mixing means you are just combining everything together, but you are blending. You make sure that each and every one is on course, each and every color is on course. That's what you are going to do. So let's start from here. So right now the brighter side over here, okay, this side is now our shadows, and the darker side over here is now our highlights. Okay, so we are going to blend. Let me increase the size of my brush, then with my mixer brush I begin to work on it like this. Okay, so you always make sure that you have chosen your lower, then you begin to work on it like this. Okay, make sure that always your brush is clean by clicking this. Okay, so we do this, then look at what I'm doing very carefully. Okay, I didn't do like this. Okay, no, Control Z. Okay, so we do it this way. Okay, then when I come over here, reduce the size of the brush a little bit, then you work like this. Remember, we are blending, we are not mixing, so you do it according to, not according from. Reduce the size of the brush So where you see that they are highlights, those places are your shadows. So take note of that, and don't forget, some of these things, they are very tricky. Okay, so if you are working on it, sometimes you'll be working and you even forget about it. So let me take it off so that you see the before and the after of what we have done. So let me take off this one, then see, let me take off it. So before and the after, so you can see the effect of the blending, before and the after, before and the after, before and the after. Okay, so it means it's working. So let's continue, guys. Okay, so let's blend this side. So if you want to blend it well, when you click and you're holding and you're blending, when you're moving to the other side, like the shadows, you just lift up your hands from the click and hold. Okay, then you do it differently, right? Okay, so when I come here, I don't click and hold and bring it somewhere here. Have you seen? No, it will not work like that. So let's do it according to, so where there's shadows over here or highlights, you do it according to. Okay, so here are the shadows, you click and hold. Now if I'm coming down, I need to lift up my hands, then continue from here like this. All this place are the highlights. I lift up my hands, come back over here to the highlights. Okay, work it this way. Now when I'm coming down, see, you should do it according to how the face look like. Okay, so you blend it this way. Then let's come to this side, we do likewise. Sorry, we do likewise over here. Okay, so here you blend. So for instance, over here between the highlight and the shadows, the mid-tone, so you just do it lightly like this so that to be in order. Come over here, reduce the size of the brush, reduce the size of the brush. Okay, do it lightly. The impression should be less over here. Increase the size of the brush a little bit from here. Then you come here, you do the same. Okay, so that's how you do your frequency. So you can see that this frequency separation is taking a different form, guys. Oh yes, that is retouching for you. Okay, that is retouching. So take off the invert layer, then let's see. Yeah, it is working. It is working. Okay, so now you know you can work on it like this. Okay, and then okay, so let's bring our vent layer so that we'll be on course. Okay, so this side. So you should always remember the dark side over here is the highlight. So you continue to click hold because you are working on the highlights. Okay, so all this side is the highlights. Okay, okay, now when you are coming to this side, you just release your hands because you are working with the shadows. Decrease the size of your brush. Okay, then you blend. Okay, so here this side that you see to be bright is the shadows. Okay, then this side rather is the highlights. Okay, so you are blending. So this tutorial will take a little bit of time. By the end of the day, you achieve your purpose. Okay, so with these actions, I'm just taking my time to do it step by step. Sorry guys, I should reduce the size of my brush, then do it here very well. Okay, I'm trying to beat time, and the more I'm trying to beat time, the more I mess up. Okay, so I should just be focusing. Okay, so let's come over here, the same thing. Let's do it like that. Okay, you release your hands, reduce the size of a brush, you come here, and then let's see what you have done so far. Take off this one, then let's look at the before and the after, before and the after. So you can see a lot of work has gone into it, especially when it comes to the blending. Okay, reduce the size a little bit, come here. So you can also do likewise over here, but it should be light. Okay, it should be light. Okay, so let's take off. Let's see. So let's look at the before and after. Before, after, before. So you can see a whole lot of work has gone in, guys. And I want to show you something over here. When you look at this side and this side, so see before and the after, before and the after. We have to blend this side very well. This side, we have to blend it very well. Okay, so let's come here, blend it like this. Okay, like this. Okay, okay, okay. So let's look at the before, after, before and after. So when you look at it before, you get to know that there are a lot of irregularities. So let's see before, after, before. Okay, when did you start the retouch? Okay, and after, before and after. Okay, so let's consider this side. So if you feel that there are a lot for you to do, especially when it comes to the spots, okay, you can still go for your spot healing brush and try if it will work this time round. Oh, sorry, you come and choose the high frequency, then you begin to take it out. But it's not all the spots that you should take out, because we want texture in the image. So there are some of the things you just try to just cope with that, okay, so that the image will look more natural. So those that you know me very well, I always want my images to look natural when I am doing my retouching. Okay, okay, so these ones, they are distractions, you can take them off. Okay, you can take this one too off. Okay, this ones can take them off to make the image look good. Okay, so you can see this one is a step-by-step procedure with the dodge and bend, sorry, with the frequency separation, because my next step is the dodge and bend, so I'm saying dodge and bend. Okay, so I think it's cool over here. So let's see before, after, the whole thing before, after. So when you look at the image over here, you can see that there are some of the highlights over here that have moved into the shadows here. So it's so simple. What I'll just do, I'll create a clipping mask for this, then I'll change my brush to black, then I'll paint. So when I paint on it, you can see that it is gone. Okay, so I've corrected that. Okay, so let's go on. So let's try our laser tool for this blending and see how best we can also use the laser tool for this one. So when I choose the laser tool, you always make sure that I use 15 for my pixels. Then I'll come over here, draw it like this. This time around, you need to be very careful because of the hair, so that it doesn't pick colors into your skin tones. Okay, so we just do this, then we go to filter, then you go to blur, then we go to Gaussian Blur. Okay, so here is 14. So since it's 14, let's try to use ×2. So ×2 of this, what, 28, right? So let's use our calculator and see. So calculator, I always want this kind of tutorial to be realistic so that you understand what you are doing. So 14 × 2, okay, it will be 28. Good. So let's type in 28 over here. So guys, if you think it's too much, we have a way of going about it. Okay, so let's click over here, Control D to take it off. So when you apply it and you think it's too much, I'll show you how to go about it. I've done those things in my previous videos. So we come over here, you draw it this way, then you go. So it has been applied. So if you think it's too much, you left click on it, then you come to Fade Gaussian Blur, then you reduce the percentage. Guys, I hope you can see. And we are doing all these ones on the lower frequency. So we are okay with this. So let's come here. Okay, draw this side, then come here, then draw somewhere here, then let's go for the Gaussian Blur. Okay, we just apply it, then Control D, we come over here, this side. Okay, then Gaussian Blur, you can see it has worked on that. You come over here, same procedure, you apply, you come to the neck, from here you come here. Now some of the places we have to avoid so that it still adds some kind of shape to the image, it doesn't make it flat. Okay, so that's so simple. We come over here, go here, we do this way, then we apply. So simple. Come here, go here, draw this way, and then we apply. Okay, we come here, go this way, we draw. So simple, then we apply. So you can see. So let's group this ones. Okay, then let's say delete this black and white. The invert you are going to use for the dodge and bend, so guys, it's normal. So let's delete this one. So let's look at the before of this image and the after, before and the after, before and the after, before and the after. Now when you look over here, you can see that the blacks in the image is still appearing over here. So let's fix that. Okay, so let's create a new layer over here. Okay, then let's choose a color sample from here. I think this one will be better. Then let's take our brush, then increase the size of our brush, and let's paint here like this. Okay, then let's change it to color. Guys, I hope you can see. Then let's reduce the opacity of the color, and let's see something before, after, before, after. Okay, so create a clipping mask for this. Then yes, okay, then let's reduce the edges so that it will look normal. So before, after, before, after. So I can push it a little bit. Okay, so it's better than first. Okay, so what is the next step that we are going to do on this particular image to make it look better than what we are seeing now? So let me bring the mixer brush. Okay, then look on this one. Okay, so it's so simple. What you are going to do is you are going to do our dodge and bend. So with our dodge and bend, we go back to the actions again, then look for dodge and bend, and we are going to use the global dodge and bend. Okay, so you can see when you click on it, it's the same dodge and bend. Now we know, click over here. Okay, so you come in, let's use the invert, the same invert. So don't forget, now the dark side is your highlight and the bright side is your shadow. So we are going to bend this side and we are going to dodge the dark side. So let's start with the bending. Increase the size of your brush a little bit, then let's change our brush over here. Then let's choose this one. If your brush color over here is black, you turn it to white so that you can apply. So you can see that it is working. So we have started dodging, bending, sorry. So wherever you see that there's light, okay, on your model's face, our body, okay, you apply your bend. Okay, so this side too, there's light over here. You apply your pen, okay. So there are some places when you are applying, you need to be strategic, right? The impression should be less. I need to be strategic. Good. So you reduce the size of your brush, then you come over here. Okay, come somewhere here. We are going to leave the lips like that. So come to this side. Okay, bend this side. Then because I'm using the mouse, I'll be using the clicks so that the impression will be less at certain points. Okay, so bend this side. Okay, so wherever you see the light, you bend. Wherever you see the glowing light, you bend. So here, let me use to reduce the impression. Okay, then this side, let's bend here. Okay, this is the size of the brush. Bend here, bend here. Okay, as simple as that, guys. So let's go to our dodge. Then wherever you see that it's dark, okay, you dodge. That means you apply light. But because it has been inverted, we do it to the opposite side over here. So the dark side is rather going to be applied with, okay, the dark. Okay, so we come over here, then we do that. Then we come here, we apply just like that. Okay, then let's do it this way. Okay, so the dark side, we are going to apply our dodge. So here we dodge here, dodge here too. We do the same thing over here. Okay, guys, so let's turn off our check, inverted check, so you can see what we have gotten over here, and it looks somehow weird, right? Okay, so your bend. Okay, let's bend. Okay, so simple. So what you are going to do is you are going to reduce the opacity for this one, so just bring it down. But over here, let's dodge it a little bit here like this, so that it will match. Okay, so let's bring it down. Oh, sorry, let's choose the whole thing, right? Then bring it down, the groupings. Okay, bring it down. Good, you can see that. Okay, so see before and the after. So you can see that it has added some kind of dimension to your image. So before, after, before, after, before, after, before, the after, the dodge and bend. So guys, you can see it's so simple. Now the eyes are already white and we are not going to do anything more. Okay, so the next thing that you are going to do is let's add some skin glow, and I've taught this already. So what we are going to do is so simple, guys. So I'll come over here to my adjustment and I'll choose my solid color, and I'm going to choose white like this. Click OK, then invert it, Control I, click over here, then Control I to invert it so that I can see what I'm doing. Now after I've inverted, let's bring our black and white. So simple, black and white over here. Then let's crash the reds as we used to do so that it will be a guide. Then choose this one, that is your colors. Then come and change your brush. If your brush is black, you use white because your mask over here is black. Then it's so simple. We are going to paint. So you paint here, guys. It shouldn't look weird. Let's reduce the size of our brush, then paint this side, okay, because we want here to glow. Then paint this side, Now what we are doing, it will make the image look as if she has smeared oil on her body, and the light is reflecting on her body. This one is too much, so let's reduce the brush. Okay, so that is the main purpose of this glue. Okay, so we do it this way, then come over here. So after you're done, you just take off your black and white, then left click, then go to blending options. Then let's begin to push this one and see something. See? Okay, have you seen? Now when you begin to see like it is dissolving, the edges are dissolving like this, you just press on your Alt key to divide it into two, then begin to push it to the side. So you can see, so you push it like this. Okay, this one goes like this, you push it, okay, to the time you get your desire, what you want. Okay, so you can see. Now you click it like this and you can see the effect has been applied. Now look at before and after. If you think it's too much, don't forget that you have the opacity over here. You reduce your opacity. Okay, reduce your opacity, and let's look at it. So that was before and this one is after. Before and after. So you can see it has added some form of glow to the image. So let's see before and the after, before and the after, before and the after. Okay, so let's reduce it, as simple as that. So what you are going to do next is so simple. Now if you think the color that you are having now is okay, then there's no mean for you to do any skin tone or whatever. But I want to show you something. Now when I get to this side and I've set my RGB, okay, assign my RGB, and I've come to the view and I've set my view to whether working CMYK or I'm using my screen or my monitor RGB. Before I export, okay, it gives me the preview of the final work. Okay, so look at something. I'll show you something. Now you come to export, then you can save as, and most of the times because of our phones and other platforms and other screens that we use, you want to convert it to a small RGB, right? sRGB. Now when you look at it over here, you look at the colors that you have over here, you can see that these colors are different from the one that you are having over here. That means that this is the final work that you are going to get. Okay, so if you are okay with this, then you export. But if you think that the reds are too much in this particular image, then you have to come back and reduce the reds, so that you wouldn't be sending it on your phone and you check the colors. No, that one is also there. Okay, so over here it gives you a preview of your final work, so you can see that the image that you have over here, the colors has shifted. Okay, and it's normal because we are converting it to another color profile. And remember, this color profile is Adobe RGB and this one is small RGB. Okay, so when I click on the convert, I take it off, I toggle it out, you will see that the color over here will be the same as the color over here. Okay, so you can see it has changed. So you can see the color over here is the same as the color over here. So if you want to embed this color profile, you just go to export, then you export it, and you have this. Okay, you have this one. But if there's a need for you to convert, you just convert to the small RGB for phones, laptops, other laptops, and iPad and whatever. Yes, so it's a trick I'm showing you, so take note of that. Okay, so you see the color has popped. Yes, okay, thank you. Now the last thing that I'm going to do, so you can delete the invert check, you can delete the black and white. I hope I've not done something else. We delete the black and white over here. Okay, this will glow. So we are going to go to adjustment layer, then we go to color lookup. Okay, we are going to apply a light skin color lookup to this, and guys, I'll be giving it to you guys. So you will come over here, double click. Okay, there you see orange, tell orange, and you have light skin tone. So I click on this because it's a light skin tone over here, then load. So you can see that it is looking so weird. So it's so simple. You'll come over here and reduce the opacity. Okay, so that's how we apply some of these lots. Okay, so you can see before and the after, before and after. So when you look at this image, you can see that you have a lot of yellows in it, but when I apply this, you can see that a bit of red has been added to it. So guys, as I told you in the export, so if you're exporting, you can embed this Adobe RGB, because when you are converting it into sRGB, you get more of the red. That's why after you have export, you look at what you have on your computer screen and it's different from what you have on your phone. Okay, so I'll just come over here, then come and choose my brush, change my brush color to black so that I can paint the eyes out of this. So paint the eyes so that the eyes will not have that reddish color. Then let me paint the lips too out of it. Okay, so simple. Then we do the last two things, then we close. So I'll come over here, then come and choose my solid adjustment color, then I'll come to the blacks, then adjust the blacks a little bit. Okay, so you can see I think 5 is okay, so you can see before and after. Okay, so let's group all like this, so you can see before and after. Let me zoom in so that you can see the work that we have done. Okay, so come here, so before and after, before and after, before and after. So you can see we have done a lot of work on this particular image. So let me sharpen this image and bring this video to an end. So Ctrl Alt Shift E to create a stamping layer. Then let's duplicate again. Then in the action there is how do you call it, sharpen. Yes, smart sharpen over here, but you are not going to do that. I'm going to show you how to. So you just click on this, the duplicated one, then you go to filter, then you go to others. You don't use sharpen. I know some people do this. You can use that one, but I'm teaching you how manually you can do it. Then you come to high pass filter. Okay, then over here just reduce it according to how you want it to be. I want it to be a little bit small. Okay, and sharpen, I want it to be small. So somewhere 2 point, yeah, this one is okay for me. 2.4 is okay for me. Then what I'm going to do is simple. You'll come over here, then change it to either soft light, vivid, hard light, or linear. All depends on how you want to do it. Okay, but with this image, I think linear will help. So guys, you can see how sharp the image has become. I don't know if you can see what I'm seeing on my screen. So look at it, before and the after, before and the after. You can really see the textures of the image. So before and after. So if you think it's too much, it's so simple, you come and reduce it like this. Okay, you reduce it 38, let me see, I think 50, something like this is okay. Then you create a clipping mask for it, then you choose your brush. Okay, so there are certain places that you should take out. So let's see, the matte can't be sharp like that, so let's take the lips out. Okay, let's take the lips out. Okay, let's see. I think with this image the lips out is even okay, so you can choose to reduce it a little bit. Okay, so before and the after, before and the after image. Let's group on, let's see the before and the after of this particular image. So you press on the shift and you select all, then you group, and let's look at the before and the after. So this is the before and this is the after, before and the after, before and the after. So guys, if you find this video to be helpful, please don't hesitate to subscribe to my channel, and I'll use this opportunity to also thank Islamic Photography for providing this image for this tutorial and the competition that is also ongoing. So guys, if you really love me and if you really want my channel to move forward, please don't hesitate to subscribe to my channel, and remember, it's always pro graphics. Thank you and have a blessed day. Bye bye.